I just wanna be the one you love. I just wanna be the one you love.
Hello to everybody watching this video. Today, or tonight, I'm going to show you how I do my evening skincare routine using Retin-A, and I'm going to sort of talk you through my steps and why I use these products, and just some advice if you are going to start Retin-A or how you're going to cope with it. I'm also going to create a video on how to handle the ugly phase of Retin-A or retinol, because there is a stage where your skin is going to be so flaky, dry and horrendous. Obviously everybody differs, but generally I had that experience, so I'm going to share with you and how I help to calm it and all that kind of stuff. And I think part of it is to do with the skincare that I use at the moment and what's working for me. So currently I use Tretinoin every day, so I use Retin-A every day, which is Tretinoin. Just check I'm like in focus. I'm using it to treat my acne and help with like the skin pigmentation I have going on. It's a slow progress kind of thing, it's not just going to work overnight. But anyway, I thought I'd show you my skincare routine and just tell you a bit about it. So let me show you the Retin-A that I'm using. It's this one here. So it's called Ketorel. I got mine when I was out in Portugal, because there it is like, it was £3.50 or €3.50. And I bought two. I wanted to get one strength up, but I accidentally bought two 0.05%, but that's fine because it does me good. So this is the medium strength. They have 0.01, which is the top strength, and the 0.025, which is the entry level strength. It's the mildest that it does. So I'm rolling up my sleeves to show you guys. Firstly, I wash my hands before I do anything with my face. My hands are pretty clean anyway, but you know, us acne-genic folk like to keep it clean. So yeah, I've been using it since, what was it, mid-September. We're now in mid-October, so around a month. And the first 2 weeks my skin was adjusting. I used it every other day. Then, well, I used it every other day eventually. Then I started to use it every day. Within 3 weeks I was already doing that because my skin's been through a lot already. I've had chemical peels and all sorts, which I also have videos on. So yeah, that's basically it so far. So far so good. I'm going to continue on this journey because I know that it's going to be a long one, but I have seen improvements already. I've seen a lot of flaking skin as well, which will be in another video where I talk about Retin-A. So I have a few cleansers that I like to use, and I kind of alternate to what my skin needs, but I'm not changing it up every day. Generally at the moment I'm using this LMS Gentle Foaming Wash, which I kind of bought accidentally. I went away and I didn't bring a face wash with me, and this was one that I just picked up that was close by. So I like it because it's gentle. You're going to want something gentle when you're using Retin-A because your skin is going to be irritated. So my skin is actually doing okay considering. Obviously, like I said, I've come quite far with it so far, and the redness and everything is subsiding, but sometimes. So basically what I've been doing is I've kind of been buffering once a week, where I will moisturise heavily before using the Retin-A 1 day a week to sort of give my skin a slight break, and I find that helps. So I did that yesterday, and I really feel the benefit that my skin isn't, it's not flaking, it's not really dry, and it's not really red, so that's always good. So yeah, with that cleanser you just apply it on and then you rinse it off. I like to really massage it into the skin. And I like to rinse my cleanser off with a flannel because it allows me to really gently exfoliate my face. It's brilliant if you have Retin-A, if you're using Retin-A, sorry, because you're going to be able to get off all that dry, dead skin that just sits on the layer of your face, which is what I like, because with chemical peels you can't do that. You've got to let it sit and for the skin to fall off naturally. But with Retin-A you can exfoliate it gently. You don't want to go in with a chemical peel while you're using Retin-A in terms of one that you can get at home or anything. You don't want to go in with your face brush. My face brush is for when I am in desperate need and I'm flaky. I rarely use it. Sometimes I'll just use a little sponge to also do the same sort of buffing away technique. It's really soft and gentle. You're not going to cause loads of irritation and harm with a flannel. So that is literally it in terms of washing my face. The other cleansers that I sometimes use is this one by Dermaquest, which is a gentle cleanser also. It has BHA and AHA sort of, it's got those acids in there, but it's from natural sources, so papaya and pineapple extracts gently exfoliates. I can't speak today. And then sometimes I use the La Roche-Posay Ethicla Gel Mousse. This is quite foamy. But yeah, they're the ones that I like to use the most. Pretty much that's what I'm using currently. So once my skin is washed, I then tone my face. I need to tone and then I will apply the Retin-A. So with Retin-A you need to let your face fully dry before you apply the Retin-A, because otherwise it's going to become unstable and it won't work as effectively. Same when you're using Retin-A during the day. If you put it in the morning routine, it's not going to work as well because sunlight also makes it unstable, meaning it's not going to work as effectively, if effectively at all. It's best to keep it to your nighttime. So now I'm going to tone my skin, or basically I'm using a little concoction here, which is tea tree oil with some filtered boiled water. Obviously it's not boiled right now, it's cooled down, but it's just a homemade little thing that I use pretty much daily now. I've only been using this for the past 2 weeks, I'd say, but I've had a few breakouts and I find tea tree oil to be really helpful. Obviously you've always got to add water to your tea tree oil, dilute it in whatever way you can, because tea tree oil is so potent. If you're using 100% natural, full, the real deal of tea tree oil, you need to dilute it with water. But yeah, I like the refreshing feeling, and I find that it is antibacterial and it does my skin justice. So use whatever you find good, but basically you want some sort of acne treatment in there. Generally you want to avoid putting lots of salicylic acid, glycolic acid before your retinol, because they're exfoliated and your retinol's already doing that. So you want to use that, try and use it in the morning, or just on an alternate day if you're alternating. You know, you need to build your way up to whatever it is you're doing. I will say I did go straight away with 0.05 of retinol, Retin-A, Tretinoin, whatever you want to call it, because my skin has been through a lot. I've done the chemical peels, I've been using retinol, sort of ones that you can get over the counter, Paula's Choice Retinol 1% for example. So my skin already had that buffer. It wasn't like it gone from nothing and now I'm throwing this on it. It's had something and it's managed to tolerate that, so I was ready to go with the 0.05. I think if I'd gone straight in with the 0.01, it would have been another story, because even with the 0.05 I've had a lot of flaking and a lot of redness, which wouldn't be practical if you're out and about and you're really worried about it or self-conscious. It's something that you need to be prepared for. So I will speak a lot more about that in my video of like retinol, how to survive the ugly phase, or Retin-A, what you should expect, something like that I will film. But for now, we're just going to focus on my skincare and what other products I'm using with my Retin-A and how that's helping my skin. So yeah, so far the cleanser is just to gently cleanse my skin. Don't want anything that's going to strip the skin. Then my toner is to help fight the bacteria that's in my skin. Tea tree oil is great for that. And yeah, so now I'm just going to simply let my skin sit for about half an hour. I'm going to watch some TV and just chill. That's what I like to do, because again, your skin needs to be fully dry for when you apply the Retin-A. This is where my skin then tends to sort of, I see the flakes a bit more, and I think, oh yeah, that's Retin-A right there. And if that does happen, I can show you. It's definitely normally around my chin. That's where I peel a lot. But until then, I'll come back in half an hour and I will show you how I moisturise. To be honest, this skincare routine is very simple. It's nothing crazy, and that's something you need to bear in mind. It's pretty much similar during the day, except obviously I use SPF after moisturising. So yeah, I'll see you in a bit. Okay guys, so it's been about half an hour. I've had my dinner and you can definitely see some, let's have a look, of the dry skin here. It becomes a lot more prominent after I have eaten and moved that skin and that area. So now I'm going to actually apply the Retinoin. Did I just call it Retinoin? Retin-A. Tretinoin, Retin-A. Same thing. I know people call them different things. But anyway, so I'm using my Keterel. Don't even know if that's how you say it, but I wanted to show you the amount I use. I use what it recommends, which is a pea-sized amount, and that is about it. That's the amount, that little dot. That's, I can't properly zoom in and show you, but basically I am going to begin applying that to the entire face and blending it in, well, rubbing it in with my fingers. You want to avoid your eye area and your lips, but I'm definitely getting my chin and my jawline. So I heard in some videos people are saying that pea-sized amount is nowhere near enough, but this cream formula that I'm using is enough, because once you've rubbed in a little, you've got the rest of the grease. It's just the lotion, but it helps, it glides. It's not like it's a stiff bit where you put some on and then it's like, oh, I can't move that any further. A little does go a long way. So yeah, I do follow the instructions quite carefully because I just find that I don't need to add more. But if you want to build up in areas, I think that's okay. But don't expect like really fast, better results when you do that, because otherwise that would be a thing and everyone would be doing it. I'm just going to baby wipe my hands. And yeah, then basically I just sort of pat to just really get it into the skin. And that is literally it. That's the amount I use every day. I told you if I'm having a buffering day, then I will do my moisturising first, then put this on. I usually do like a moisturising sheet mask and then put the Keterel on, just to give my skin a bit of a break and it's not all dry and horrible. So yeah, you did see a little bit of the dryness there, but I can tell you for sure that that is not as bad as when I first started the Retin-A. I will insert a picture to show you guys, and you can see that it was very irritated. That's when I was using it after 2 weeks, one of those weeks being every single day, and that was exactly at the end of the week. If you want to see a video on that, I will probably have it up on my channel soon, or now, if whenever you're watching this, but it's coming. And I'm just going to, in that video, really talk about Retin-A and my experience with it and how to handle it. This video focuses on the skincare and what products I use and the routine that's working for me. Obviously it depends what Retin-A you have, but generally you're working with the same sort of product and you're going to need to handle your skin with care. So yeah, anyways, now that has sunk into my skin, I'm ready to just go in with my moisturizer. So I moisturise with aloe vera gel because I've always moisturised with this, because for oily skin it's good because it leaves your skin quite matte but not dried and stripped. And I'm actually going to add a bit more than that. And it's natural, it's reasonably priced, but I'm not fussed. So I also have some hyaluronic acid. I've got the Neutrogena sort of gel one that I use occasionally, and I've also got the ordinary serum of hyaluronic acid 2%, and I think it's got B5, which is also great for moisturising. But generally this is what I use every day. So about a big pea size of aloe vera gel. Then I use this organic vitamin E pure oil. I know I seem like a real sort of organic girl here, but it's just what I use. I've used these for years. I sort of mix it in like that because I find that it's moisturising, soothing on the skin, doesn't cause me any problems, doesn't clog up my pores, and I've just kind of stuck to what works for me in terms of moisturising my skin. But I do sometimes put on the hyaluronic acids. Put it over my lips, so I just get it all in. Yeah, so I just gently sort of massage my face, down my neck. Basically, when you're using the Retin-A, your skin will be quite sensitive to whatever you put on it. Even putting this aloe vera gel on gives a slight sting, which it usually wouldn't, because my skin is not the typical sensitive type. My skin's been through a lot, and as a result, it's sort of learned to handle a lot. So, anyway, I've also found since using Retin-A, your skin and your lips dry, so I like to moisturise my lips with Vaseline, but I still got to brush my teeth, so I'm not going to like slather them on, but yeah. Then, just to end my skincare routine, I use a little bit of eye cream. This eye cream is a collagen formula, but I just got it from 2K Maxx. Eye cream for me isn't like an essential, it's just sort of like a bougie extra that I wanted to pop in my basket when I was shopping. So yeah, but I really like it and I find it really moisturising, so hey ho. That's literally it. It's quick, it's simple, and the products I use are affordable. I mean, the most expensive is the cleanser, and I'm not someone to spend a lot of money on a cleanser, it's just that was when I was away, and I did in that moment, so obviously I'm going to use it, because the LMS cleanser is like £30 or something. Same with this Dermaquest one. I got this when I was doing my chemical peels, so I spent quite a bit on that as well, I'm not going to lie, but you don't need to spend a lot on your cleanser. If you can get Retin-A, if you're going on holiday, if you know someone's going abroad in Europe, go. If you want to go to a dermatologist and pay money for it and invest in it that way, do that. But if you think you need it, if it's something that you want to resurface your skin, you want to handle your acne, then go for it. But you just need to make sure that you're looking after your skin in the right way. And yeah, I won't repeat myself about the other video and my experience, but I shall link that as soon as I've created it and it's available to watch. So for now, that is it. That's the skincare. It's pretty simple and effective. So my skin now feels plump, moisturised, and I know that the Retin-A is getting to work too. So yeah, thanks guys, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Tough 20s, it's tough with skincare, adult acne. It's a struggle, but I know that I am not the only one. There is a lot of us, and that is just life, so you've got to do what you got to do. So if you're thinking about going on Retin-A, think about the skincare, think if you could do this, and consider where you get your Retin-A from. Other than that, thanks for watching. Bye!